Hello friends, welcome. Glad you're here. Here at the Kite House with my friend and roommate Craig. Back here, he's doing a little work on his van today. I'm gonna begin the work that's needed on the Vantasy today to keep this on the road. Today, the first thing that we're gonna do is replace the fuel pump. It's got a little bit of a trouble starting, so we're gonna do some tests on it and see if that is in fact what the problem is. I believe it is. So I've got a replacement fuel pump, and maybe along with Craig's help, he doesn't know it yet, we're gonna replace the fuel pump on this 1994 Chevy G30 Vantasy. Welcome. Hey Craig. Hey, you got any plans today?
Well, everything that's in here is going out there, and everything that's in there is going in here. And maybe holes up here.
And changing a fuel pump?
Yeah.
Is that on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I think it's the fuel pump is because when I just engage the key, not turn the motor all the way on, but just turn the key a little bit, it doesn't give you that sound like the motor for the fuel pump is turning on. Usually you can hear a little buzz underneath the vehicle. Well, it's not doing that. But then sometimes it'll just start right up. So I've replaced the relays. There are 2 relays in this chain of events, and that didn't seem to take care of the problem. So there would be long periods of time where the van just won't start. So today, let's see if we have any luck. Yeah, that didn't sound very good. It sat here for a little while. Let's try it one more time. There we go. It's not liking life right now. I think it is the fuel pump. Well, seeing that is the case, and it's probably a good idea to change the fuel pump anyway, because this thing's got just over 100,000 miles on it. It's never been replaced to my knowledge, because it's kind of a bear to get to. The fuel pump is in the fuel tank, which is near the back of the vehicle here, but what I see online is people dropping the fuel tank, and it takes quite a bit of effort to do that and to reach up under there. I'm not really interested in doing that. I found another option for this, and I think it's going to work. What I did see people doing online was an alternative that seemed to make a lot of sense. So right now, this is my configuration. I've wanted to update this for quite some time, and that's coming next, but we got to get rid of all this to make this next step happen. See, the fuel tank is right underneath here, and the fuel pump is in this vicinity. So we're gonna pull out this carpet that needs replaced anyway. And I've never seen what's underneath here, so this will be interesting. I'm gonna replace this carpet after the fact, but once we take all this out, we'll have access to that area. We're gonna cut the metal out with a cool tool that Craig picked up this week. We're gonna try out a little different method of replacing this that might help you out if you have a van like this. This is that cool tool, double-headed cutter. It's a pneumatic tool that cuts metal. Go cut a hole out of anything you want, I guess, so we'll try that out. First things first though, and we have to get all this stuff out of here, so let's get started. Well, this is working out nicely. Got the carpet out successfully, got this Luan out that was in there as a protective layer, and this rubber mat I found underneath. Didn't even know that was there. Pretty cool that they have the GM logo on it. But it's not the greatest thing for the van, because I've also discovered another layer underneath. Check this out. I've pulled this away already, but it's just completely wet and rotten. I don't know how long it has been wet and disgusting like this, but this needs some attention. I don't know by the looks of things if we're going to actually get to the fuel pump today. I'm gonna have to spend some time cleaning this up. I'll get back with you in just a little bit. Well, it looks like I've run into a couple complications in this project so far. I don't think we're gonna get to the fuel pump today, unfortunately. We're gonna have to spend our time preparing this space for that work. Well, you know, one thing turns into another, but it's okay. The subfloor underneath all this is so gross and disgusting with mold and wet insulation. It really needed to go. I had no idea it was like that, so it's a good thing that we got into it today. We're just gonna work on this. Gotten into it a little bit. See, it's just wet. The whole thing is wet underneath. Even up in here, I was reaching underneath and it's pretty grody. The van doesn't smell weird or anything. It doesn't smell mildewy. I've never noticed anything strange about it, so I'm surprised that it's this gnarly under here, but really glad we're taking care of it. I really like this rubber mat that's in here, custom from GM. It's cool, but it's so old. It's definitely original to the van because the walls, this is all custom made from GM. So there's insulation behind here, and they carpeted this from the factory, carpeted the ceiling, and certainly put this in because it's tucked way up underneath into the walls all the way around. So unfortunately, this part is not coming out very easily, so I'm gonna have to cut it to remove it all the way, but that's okay. We'll still use this in the future just as a substrate to keep it nice and even before we put the carpet on top. So this is definitely savable. It's just a little brittle. You see it's starting to rip pretty easy in some spots. So it's not a showpiece, but it'll be good for a substrate. I'm just gonna cut close to the edge so we can remove this and then tuck carpet up underneath later on once I remove all the remaining rubber. Now, this is also tucked underneath the two captain's chairs here, so I'm gonna have to remove those seats, which I just don't have the right tool to do that just yet. So when I get that, we'll take care of the front, but for today we're gonna focus on the back and just get this totally prepared. This is so disgusting. I cannot believe that I found this in the van today. It's so gross. It's just everywhere. There was a couple of little spots where it was maybe salvageable, but why? I mean, most of it's just garbage. I'm gonna throw the whole mess away. It's too bad because it's nice insulation. It would be a nice addition to this. Maybe I'll find a replacement for it. I don't know. I didn't even know that that existed, so we'll see. Well, it's coming together. It's looking pretty good. Got most of it cleaned up, and I've got to go get a haircut today, so this is going to be cut short a little bit, and I guess I got in a little bit over my head on this project of changing the fuel pump that we haven't even discussed yet. So we're going to spend our time just preparing properly, which is very important for any project. It makes life go a lot easier, I've found, in my latter years. So we're going to prepare tomorrow and on into the next day if we have to, but hopefully by then we're well on our way to a new fuel pump. Hey Craig, I don't know how you're gonna take this, but we're not gonna be changing the fuel pump today.
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
All right, I'll take out one more wall then.
Okay.
One down, one to go.
Well, I usually prefer the orange store, but this is closest to me, so this is where we're going today. I need to find a socket big enough that we'll use to take off my captain's chairs. I need to remove those to get all that, the rest of the carpet and stuff out from underneath. It's all sandwiched in there, so I don't have a socket big enough. But I love coming into these stores and looking for tools when you need a tool. Let's see. I'll typically make my way to the tool aisle even if I don't need a tool. It's just fun to kind of walk through and see what new gadgets are out there. We have individual sockets here. We have to find the right ones. Looks like they're kind of mixed up. Got an 18, 19, and 22 millimeter socket. I don't even know if these are gonna work. I don't know what I'm really looking for, just something bigger than what I have, and I only have a 17 millimeter, so hopefully this works. If not, we'll just have to come back and get a different size. Well, I've got everything that I need, I think, from Lowe's, but I'm not gonna be able to go back home and work on it right now. I'm gonna go get a haircut here in a few minutes, so it's gonna take up part of my evening. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back before it's dark tonight, so I can get under the van and unattach those seats. But when I do, you'll be with me. Friends, I appreciate you being here for these little adventures, and especially for this new adventure of working on the Vantasy, getting it road ready. Thanks for being here, friends. If you like what you're seeing, you know what to do. See you in the next video.